Hello friends, greetings to all watching the video. I welcome you all to another episode of Convo with Apricus. Friends, our topic of discussion today is Marathi Diaspora in Mauritius. And to throw light on this topic, we have Mr. Dhanraj Sardar Gusinge. He is Assistant Professor in the Department of History in Guru Ghasidas University in Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh, India. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Convo with Apricus. We will start the discussion now. Sir, please enlighten the audience. Why did the Marathis migrate to Mauritius?
Thank you for giving the opportunity, Rishu. It's a pleasure to talk with you and your audience. First of all, we have to understand why people are migrating from India to outside. First thing is that during that period means we are the colony of the British, and the same time the Mauritius also was the colony of British. When, in 1834, the all over world are protesting against the slavery. So 1834, the British government abolished the slavery in the whole empire of the British. Then the plantation colonies are facing so much serious issue regarding the labor force, because their sugarcane plantation were lived, and the slaves went to their home and they denied to work with the lower wages. So the British government decided to import labor from various colonies to the plantation colony. That time they started to import labor from China, but they just noticed that the Chinese people are not that much hardworking. So they turned into the Indian side and they decided to import labor from India. Then the Indian government, means that we can say British Indian government, they give the permission to the Mauritian British government to take a labor from India. Then the labor started from the Bihar and UP, first of all. Then they slowly move on the southern part and they taken from the Maharashtra. Then one another thing that Maharashtrian people are migrating that time because of we are facing the serious issues. That time the famine, drought, where handicraft industries also collapsed due to the British policies. That's why the most of the Indians and Maharashtrian were migrated to the Mauritius.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how many Marathi associations are there in Mauritius?
Well, that's the interesting question, because when the Indian origin person migrated to anywhere, he established his own way to create a own circle and maintain his own culture. When the Marathi people migrated to Mauritius, earlier they are very small in number, but gradually they grown and they founded their so many organizations. In present situation, there are around 60 Marathi organizations. Major are three: that the Marathi Mandali Cultural Center Trust, then another one the Marathi Speaking Union, and then another one is the Mauritius Marathi Mandal Federation. And within the Mauritius Mandal Maratha Federation, there are around 53 small organizations, including with this. And they are all working for the cultural spread. They are working on the language. They are working on their culture. They are trying to maintain their original culture, which their ancestors brought from Maharashtra. So we can say the Mauritian Marathi Mandali are working for hard to preserve their culture.
Thank you, sir. Sir, please shed some light on the Marathi community residing in Mauritius now.
Okay. During that time, when the Maharashtrian migrated to Mauritius, earlier they were settled in the local areas, means not industrial. Like in Maharashtra, if you aware about the Maharashtra have the Konkan coast. Most of the people migrated from Konkan coast, so they love to riverside and the seaside area, hills area. So when they migrated to Mauritius, they started live into the hillside area. Then gradually they came into the main focus, and that time they are facing some issues due to the British policy. So they are moving and they are fighting against them, and they're creating their own space. At now, the after the independence of Mauritius and all things, they have slavery and indentureship abolished. Now the Maharashtrian people are doing well. They are preserving their own cultures via the celebrating their festivals and educating their children. Now, in present situation, there are 9 districts in Mauritius, and all over Mauritius, Marathi people are spread. They are living some areas like that. Palmera, then the George Cascabel, then another village that Bejukap. Bejukap is the main part for them because they celebrate there the grand event of the Ganesh Chaturthi. This was the famous festival for the Marathi people. If you are aware that the Maharashtrian are very enthusiastic
Yes,
when
sir.
they are celebrating the Ganesh
Yes.
Chaturthi. So the people are celebrating their Ganesh Chaturthi during the particular place. Name is the Bejuga. Another one is there the Katre Bone. That the old one military prisoners, but now the Marathi people are there residing there, and they buy there some land and all thing, and they develop slowly. They become a worker to agricultural person. Now they become a farmer, and some also move to another factories and another areas. That's the basic thing about that. Then if you focus that why they are preserving their culture, yeah, how they are preserving. First thing, if we want to preserve our own culture, we have to keep our own language. The Marathi people migrated there, and it's obvious when we migrated unknown area, we're not aware about the which languages we can speak here, which language we can hear there. We are in small number, and during that time they cannot stay with together. All Marathi people cannot stay together, so they spread all over Mauritius, and they learn their African language, African and French mixed language, so-called Creole. But now they are preserving their Marathi culture, Marathi language via uh, school and home. The old person teach their children to Marathi language, and school maybe 1960 that British government allowed to Indian languages to teach at the school. So there are something 50 to 100 schools. They are teaching Marathi languages for the first to fourth standard. So that's how they are doing well there, and they're preserving their languages, and they are focusing on the continue growth of the Marathi community in Mauritius in the present situation.
Thank you, sir. So, how does the Marathi community contributes to the development of Mauritius?
Well, in that case, we can say that Marathi community is very small in number, but they are working hard to develop their own community first of all. If we are not developed as a community, if we are not developed, we cannot contribute to any country or any state to development. So they are firstly they are doing their own works. Then they are started to donation for the temples. First thing they're starting to donation to temple to preserve their own culture. First thing. Then via that they are starting to teach their children Marathi language as well as other important languages and other education. So then they started to send their children to other countries to learn basic techniques and tools. Then the person came back to a fully educated person. Then he will get job in government sector and the private sector. Then they start contributing to via income tax, means they are paying taxes. Then they are some people are there, the mall owners, means we have the metropolitan cities, so big malls in India. Like that, some people are there, so they are creating a malls, and via they slowly contributing for the development of Mauritius.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how can Mauritius uplift its Marathi culture? What are the ways?
Yeah, that's the best. That's the need to Mauritius. Need very needful the Mauritius, because in Mauritius most of the population belongs to French origin. Even the Mauritius was the British country for 150 years, but the French influence was very high. So all peoples of the Mauritian, they follow the lifestyle of the French origin people. Means now in the present situation, if we look at Mauritius, the Bhojpuri migrant or the Maharashtrian or the South Indian migrant, they all are following the lifestyle of the French people. So in this case, Mauritius government and Indian government or Maharashtrian government should help them to protect their culture, then their language. So in that case, the Mauritius doing well, because if we compare Mauritius to other countries like Fiji or Suriname or some other Caribbean countries, so we found that most of the countries not aware about the situation of the language or their people culture. But Mauritius and Mauritian young persons are aware about the ancestor culture. So this they are preserving. Second thing, Mauritian people, when I visited Mauritius, the Mauritian people are demanding to me that Marathi Mauritian people to send some priest to our country so they can teach us how to pray, how to perform the pujas and all things. Then that via that we can teach our younger generation to preserve and continue our the own culture, how to preserve all things and this through puja and all things. Then another thing is that there the Mauritian Ministry of Art and Culture. It's working hard to preserve local cultures. Local culture in the sense, first one the African culture, that's no need to preservation. But the Indian peoples who migrated, like Marathis, Mauritian Art and Culture Ministry gives some amounts, but yearly some funding to the organization to organize some competitions like Nurtavishkar, which happened in the last year, 2021. Then another thing in drama. Now in the present last 10 or last 10 days before, the Mauritian group visited to Maharashtra and performed their Marathi drama. I'm talking about Marathi drama. They are Mauritian, but they perform the drama in Marathi language. Those are people belong to Maharashtra. Their ancestors to Maharashtra. They came to Maharashtra to visit it, and they perform the drama. So that through this they are preserving. Another thing, they are starting writing the textbook in Marathi language to small children. Then bhajans. That's the important thing. Bhajans in the sense we can say the deity's song. So there are some the Guruji Nam. Then there is Guruji Namdev. He are performing bhajans and he teaching to their student to how to sing a bhajan, how to write a particular song to dedicated deities like the Vithala. Vithala is the Maharashtrian god. So is the 10th or something avatar of the Vishnu. So people following that person and starting writing. And then another one, there is the dance. Dance is the important thing for us. Means via dance, they are teaching their generation how to perform Jhakri. Jhakri is the one dance type that the people are in round circle, they are dancing. It is not in right now Maharashtra. It vanished from Maharashtra almost. It the Kokanese form earlier, earlier 1834. But right now in Maharashtra there is no like Jhakri or all things. But Mauritian Marathi people are preserved that thing. So via this they are preserving the culture, and Maharashtra government should help them to invite them Maharashtra and give some fellowship to learn Marathi in Maharashtra. So via this we can give them the more appreciation, and they can continuously preserve their culture in Mauritius. That's the basic things.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving information about the Marathi diaspora in Mauritius in such a lucid manner. And I hope the audience will get benefited, and they will be encouraged to research in this topic. And that as there is so much of scope for research in this area. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rishu.